right now we'd like to introduce
It's your host Charlie Glass of the Underground Express. You can join me weekdays from Tuesday through Friday at 6:30 p.m. and Saturdays at noon for the Wake and Bake Show.
You're rocking with Charlie Glass.
Hello world, this is dude ARMANI OD, and I got the homies and Brandon with me. And right now, I heard y'all been napping and sleeping, so it's time for me to wake y'all up. OD stack. Got my back against the wall, never live a lie. Wish death upon me, never get a try. Everything I do involve cash flow. Watch me change the game, cause I told you so. Got my back against the wall, never live a lie. Wish death upon me, never get a try. Real recognize real from the get-go. Best believe me, money, let it see go. Coach, put me in the game, watch me make them flinch. Lead a beat dead. Can't you smell the stench? Dropping 20 like rolls, y'all ride the bench. Hip-hop need fixing, pass me the wrist. My patience thin, so excuse me if I quick draw. Used to talk about me, now they on some lockjaw. Overtime, grind, sweat all on my face. Y'all suckers dead last, I'm a human race. Instant, you know my flow not ordinary. I'ma do you like Harold, Mookie, and Larry. This beat bananas to the point that it's so scary. With me on the track, I make it legendary. Loses to the mic, confidence is what you seek. Confidence is what I got, confident you cannot be. Turn unbelievers and believers, watch me. Slash me all puns, I'm a king, ain't nobody checking me. Got my back against the wall, never live a lie. Wish death upon me, never get a try. Everything I do involve cash flow. Watch me change the game, cause I told you so. Got my back against the wall, never live a lie. Wish death upon me, never get a try. Real recognize real from the get-go. Best believe me, boy, ready, set, go.
On the way to the finish line, getting mine. Still hungry, trying to eat. I ain't finished mine. Heard they want that #1 spot. Get in line. Pass basic, fast pacing it, they tasting it. Had no problem putting another man in his place. They mad cause I'm styling on them. Anyways, I'm the showcase of raw style, wondering grace. Get out of my face before I catch me a case. They telling me don't look back, keep setting the pace. So I'm moving at a rate only a few could take. Removing whole crews and fakes. Some other cats old news and late. You know it's true, but hey, pardon my French, sky's the limit, my I'm going farther than this. I got my sights set on whatever I want, and now they know it, yo. And you can tell them I told you so.
Got my back against the wall, never live a lie. Wish death upon me, never get a try. Everything I do involve cash flow. Watch me change the game, cause I told you so. Got my back against the wall, never live a lie. Wish death upon me, never get a try. Real recognize real from the get-go. Best believe me, boy, ready, set, go.
You're listening to Charlie Glass, Underground Express.
What up, y'all? Charlie Glass doing that thing Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Got the interview with ARMANI OD coming up shortly. Just want to remind everybody, Joe Budden next week is going to be in Philadelphia, in that Philadelphia area again, Friday, November 16th. That's actually Sunday. The doors open at 7 o'clock. It's an all-ages event. It's at 1003 Arch Street in Philadelphia, PA. For information, you can go ahead and call those promoters at 215-922-6888. All right, we're about to step on them lines with the man from 803, man of the hour, ARMANI OD. How you doing, man?
Man, just chilling, relaxing on this Friday. A lot of good things going
definitely.
on.
I appreciate the support, you calling up today. I apologize. I said that you're from New York, but go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know where you're from.
I'm ARMANI OD. I'm from originally from West Columbia, South Carolina. Now I'm living in Columbia, South Carolina, the state's capital.
Definitely. We heard them two cuts right there, Echo and Talk to You. Let them know what's going on and explain to us the grind that Armani OD is on right now.
Well, I've been doing music since my sophomore year at high school, but I actually took it serious my senior year because I played around with it. I did my dad for it, but what made me really focus was three people I listened to. And first and foremost, I do not, ride nobody's nuts or anything, but I like to give a shout out to New York because my stepfather, he was from the Bronx, New York, and he actually taught me how to write bars and rap. So he was one of them that contributed to me. My English AP teacher, because she actually caught me in the act of writing rhymes when I was supposed to be doing a project, and she actually told me to keep going with it because she thought it was a dream, but in reality, I really wanted this because music was a way for me to speak if I couldn't speak it verbally to others. And the way the grind is, man, I didn't drop 5 mixtapes, but my first mixtape was Forever Addicted, which I was going by Armani, and the OD came in when I started dropping other mixtapes like The Dark Side, Bad Blood, Dark Foul, Forever Addicted 2, and when I recently dropped Forever Addicted 2, I kind of took a year break off doing music, to gather myself and find new topics, and when I came back, the response for it was very strong. People in South Carolina started looking at me and recognizing me because when I dropped this tape, I said the day I turned 20, it was going to be a new beginning for me. I turned 20, dropped the tape in April. When I dropped it, it came out. It did the first month. It went bronze on that piff, and then the second month it went silver. And people were just coming at me now like, okay, this kid is doing something. And I was telling people, it is not this music thing. It is not about the money, but deep down inside it is because I love doing this. And
definitely, I respect that. I hear that passion in your voice when it comes to this music thing. So it's had a synonymous effect on you from your childhood up to now. I respect that. Definitely South Carolina, too, got a lot to say. A couple of weeks ago during my Dirty South Week, I had Dirty Dave on here, if you heard of him, and Amina from your area. So we definitely, we see a lot of big things are happening down south there. Talk to me about this new iTunes record that you got on iTunes.
Oh man, I Told You So was it was a record. People don't know the real meaning why I wrote I Told You So. I Told You So was written because when I was in high school, I was always a target because everybody always came to me, hey man, rap for me, do this, do that. And then there was these group of guys that would always, kind of come at me like they hated me. And they was telling me that you'll never be, you'll never be this and you'll never be that. And these were these popular cats in school. But my first official record when I was 16 was called I Gotta Shine, and that actually got me a buzz in South Carolina because they played that record constantly on a radio station that was discontinued, and then they played it on 103.9. And then the concept of I Told You So was, and, going back to my roots when my pops had taught me how to write bars, he's like, you're at the point now where you're older, and you need to let these people know out here that you're not about to venture off in the same lane that they did. You're going to do it your way. You're going to show these people that it does not take to bandwagon and copy and paste another person's style and try to copy off him and try to do the same song that he's making. Make a song that'll make a statement that way when people hear the song, they will understand you. And when I wrote the verse, I was actually 17, but I didn't record it until I was 18. And now I just released I Told You So on iTunes of last year, and I'm still promoting it. And it'll be a whole year for it being out. But the aspect of the song is I want people to understand that, hey, I can write real bars. I can write mural music. I can put a story in it. I can write a song about a little sad girl who didn't get the ice cream cone from the ice cream truck and she really wanted it that bad. And the person on the song is actually a mentor, by the name of Zambrana. He kind of took me in on this wing because he's up under distribution with Def Jam, and he was telling me the game. He was telling me that me being young and I'm only 20 years old and having accolades and numbers better than some of these cats in South Carolina, not dogging my fellow, South Carolinians, but Charlie, I go to sleep during the day, and only time I sleep for 2 hours a day. People don't understand how bad I want this music thing because we're slept on the state. Nobody comes, no reps come down there. People think we're just a wasteland, and I'm trying to show people, look, I had 5 mixtapes. My 5th mixtape went silver, and then I'm working on I actually got the final Forever Addicted, which is supposed to come out November 31st, but if not, it'll be dropping in December, and that'll be the last of the series. Then I have another mixtape which is called MPOV, and that'll be something different. Then I have another mixtape which is I kind of went back, did a dedication, like I said, to my pops, and I named that mixtape Bread, Mayonnaise, and Kool-Aid. And what that means is, bread, mayonnaise, and Kool-Aid. What that means is, where I'm from, in my state, it's a strong black community, but it's a project community. It's real ghetto. Yeah, it's a house, but we live under a housing, development. And I want people to understand that, hey, just because you see those rappers out there that's riding around with them gold chains and doing all this and that and not showing you the real thing, well, bread, mayonnaise, and Kool-Aid, what it is, it's going to be 4 strong songs, and it's going to tell you what I've seen. And basically, it's like a branch off from MPOV. And my thing is, I made a promise to my father that I would never venture down the lane of trying to be something I'm not. So the music that I make is for people. It's for people that who want to hear something with understanding, who want to understand what I'm saying as a youngster. Because number one, I don't sell drugs. Number one, I don't drive in a Beamer or nothing. And number two, I don't do all that. And it's just the fact that I just have the passion for this. I want everybody to know that.
I respect that a lot. I hear the passion in your voice regarding this music thing, and I know the grind because at one time I put out records myself, turned to production, put out a couple mixtapes, still do it, but sometimes you got to find that truthful lane where you fit best, and it sounds like, you on that road to doing what you want to do. I hear your influences a lot. You mentioned your pop more than several times in the conversation, so I'm assuming that family is definitely a big part of who Armani is.
Yeah, family is always a big part in me because, my mother, when I dropped my first mixtape, and I'm not telling you like when I dropped my first mixtape at 16, my mother was the first. My mother and my sister were the ones that were actually leaking out my records, and cats would come to me like, man, we heard your song. We heard your song on this. We heard your song on that. And I'm like, what did you hear from me? Like, man, your mom's got CDs pressed up. And I had one song on there. I had a song, but it's a lost song. I had a song called, it was called Dear Father. And I wrote it to Lil Wayne, Something You Forgot Me. And when they heard that song, the guy, I got approached by a record rep by the name of AJ Savage, and we was kind of tussling back and forth, and it was like nothing happened. But when people started hearing that Dear Daddy record, they was like they understood why I did music. I was like, music. I know music because, like I said, it's like therapy for me. Sometimes I can't just say, oh, I can just sleep on it and maybe the pain go away. Nah, it's best for me to sit down in a room, grab my headphones and pop a beat on and sit and listen to it. And honestly, when I listen to music, it actually really calms me down. Like if I'm mad or upset, something's not going right, I go on my email, play a beat that I didn't write to, and end up calling my brother like, hey man, come scoop me, or I'm on the way to you, or I'll call my buddy that he my little entourage that I'm helping him out. His name is Harmony, but we'll, link up and do a song. Like, he got a mixtape coming out called No Peace, Just Harmony, and I'm on it. But, man, I tell you, Charlie, I want people out there that's listening. If you're doing music, do it your way. Don't try to necessarily copy off what somebody else is doing, because everybody can create their own lane. And I'm going to say words. I'm going to take some strong words from one of my favorite artists, which is Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf said, the way the game has changed now, that you can do the music, you can push it yourself, and one thing I always tell people, and this is my acronym I stand by, and my code that I always stand by, and if you look on my Twitter, people, it says BFG. And what BFG, it stands for two things. It stands for bound for greatness and believe, focus, grind. And if you incorporate those three things and keep on going and don't let nobody tell you can't do it, then you one bad son of a gun.
This is one of the most strong intellectual conversations I had in a long time with an artist coming up, so I definitely appreciate you. And, this is the reason why we started this format up here up north, to give, artists like yourself a platform where they can voice some true, real talk to the audience and let people really know what it is. So on that note, again, I want to thank you for calling up, giving us some time, giving us your stuff will be played on. We have a mother station called hhparadio.com. Everybody in the audience knows. Go to that. It's an underground 24/7. Your record will be rocked on there all day long. So make sure let your peoples know about it. In that same word right there, why don't you go ahead and give your shout outs, and again we thank you for stopping by, brother.
All right, man. Shout out to I want to give a shout out to all my buddies that rep BFG, Bound for Greatness, all my EKE homies, Charlie Glass, and the whole Underground Express radio community for having me on. I want to shout out to all the listeners that's listening in, and I basically want to shout out to everybody that just love music for what music truly is. And
definitely,
and make sure y'all go cop I Told You So on iTunes right now. Everything is doing big. And shout out to my team. I'm actually about to hop in the car with them. But man, like I said, appreciate Underground Express Radio for having me on there. Y'all have a good day. Keep playing I Told You So, and peace and blessings to everybody. And remember, stay bound for greatness, believe, focus, and grind.
Smoke something. You fucking haters.
You're rocking with Charlie Glass.